Your child a natural-born entertainer? Now is their chance to join the most talented youth dance crew in the Mid-South, the Blue Bunch. The Blue Bunch entertains Grizz Nation with their energetic dance routines and even have the opportunity to collaborate on performances with leading artists in the entertainment industry. Kids ages 7 to 17 are invited to show off their skills and personality for their chance to join the next generation of NBA entertainers. Open auditions are Saturday, June 28th. Visit grizzlies.com/auditions now for more information.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GBWR.
With a knockaway.
Good defense.
Durant attacking, spinning, hanging, and hitting.
That's no shot. Let's go.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, one exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals takes it straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Are you ready? Creed. By overwhelming demand, the Summer of '99 tour returns. July 27th, FedEx Forum. With special guests 3 doors down. And Mammoth WVH. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Creed returns, the Summer of '99 tour.
The First Ladies of FedEx Forum, the Grizz Girls, are known across the NBA for setting the standard for professional dance and entertainment, and they are looking for dancers to join their team for the 2025-2026 season. With the chance to gain professional dance experience and connect with the Memphis community, auditioning for the Grizz Girls is an opportunity you do not want to miss. Come show up at Open Call Auditions Saturday, July 26th at the Memphis Sports and Events Center. Visit grizzlies.com/auditions now for more information.
1, 2, 3. Ready, go.
Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
This week, we're going to run down the hits and the misses from WrestleMania 41.
The main event, NXT title on the line, Obafemi versus Trick Williams versus Javon Evans. One of the greatest triple threat matches I've ever seen in my life.
I'm shocked.
And it made history because it's the first time there's 3 black men highlighting a NXT pay-per-view.
Okay.
That was dope, too.
Tune in to Grind City Wrestling weekly on the Grind City Media app and on the Grind City Media YouTube channel.
Live from downtown Memphis, this is the Chris Vernon Show on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Chris Vernon.
Noon on GrindCityMedia.com. It's Chris Vernon Show. Welcome. It is the Thursday, May 15, 2025 edition of the show. Today on the show, well, we've got one of the Western Conference Finals representatives in the books as the Minnesota Timberwolves ended their series against the Golden State Warriors. The Celtics refused to let their season end. We'll talk about both of those. We got a big game that's going on tonight. We'll get to all the news and notes today. NFL schedule came out. It's a Thursday. It's all right out. Smile. Let's do it. Turn it up. Yeah. Hope everybody's having a good day. All right, got a bunch of stuff to get to on the show today, not the least of which is we have a Western Conference Finals representative and a team that was there last year in the Western Conference Finals already. We will get to that as that was the big event of the evening outside of the Celtics keeping their series alive against the New York Knicks. As I mentioned, it was a big night for NFL news as the NFL schedule dropped yesterday. We will get to that as well. Before I get to anything, I welcome John Roser to the show. John Roser, a.k.a. the Cologne Rangers Body Spray Bandits, in your set. Johnny Backpole, Johnny Bearcat, the Grim Roser, John Asparagus, Johnny Necorp, John Lance. He's Yogi Roser. He's Dr. Thunder. Hello, John. Hello, everybody. Devin Walker's here. He's the microphone angler, Senor Quasadilla, Mr. Math, Navajo Joe, the reporter, the photographer. He's Sir Hiss. He's Walker 93.
I've said this 4 times already, but one more time. Wolves back. I left my bobblehead downstairs today, but I didn't feel like going to get it.
The Minnesota Timberwolves did move on by virtue of beating the Golden State Warriors. We will start with the Celtics and the Knicks. And there was the question of what would the Celtics look like in the absence of Jayson Tatum? And the answer was they looked fantastic. They put up 127 points in the game. They had a first half. It was very odd to see Jaylen Brown turned back awesome the first time Jayson Tatum's out because Jaylen Brown had been like a big disappointment so far throughout these playoffs generally, and he was 17, 7, and 6 in the first half. And between him and Derek White, they had 8 threes, and the Knicks had 8 threes as a team. And so that was one of those like, hey, backs against the wall, got to get a win. Everybody contribute for the greater good. Joe Mazzulla, went much deeper into his bench. Yeah. Torrey Craig first half minutes. I didn't even know Torrey Craig was a Celtic.
And our guy X still can't get in the game.
I didn't know he had a jersey on his warm-up.
Okay, that was dirty work.
Yeah.
My boy
when Jordan Walsh and J.D. Davison are in the game,
and X can't even get no run.
And Baylor Shireman.
Like, truly, the only player that did not get in the game is a guy we started in the playoffs multiple years.
Against Anthony Davis.
Hey, my boy
Wonder why he couldn't win the series.
Hey, he the council of the team.
Bro, you're the 17th guy? Come on, man.
He may be the 19th guy.
That's crazy.
Shout out X. We're rocking with you. Play X. Free X.
Free X.
Free
X. Yo, when it says DNP coach's decision and you're the only one that says it next to.
Come on, Missoula.
Even Neemias Quita got some minutes last night.
Neemias Quita.
He did.
Quita or Quita?
Quita.
You know,
yeah. Okay. So we had some Torrey Craig first half minutes, but the other thing was, and maybe this is just like, hey, we know we've got to play together as a group in the absence of Jayson Tatum. Look who started passing the ball. It was crazy. That ball was bopping around everywhere. They had 27 assists.
Yeah, look.
They said, who do they think they are?
Hey, first take gonna be like, was Jayson Tatum holding the Celtics back?
Oh, yeah.
Embrace debate.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well,
if the Celtics are able...
There's nothing better when my boss at The Ringer is the author of the Ewing theory.
Yeah.
Which is your best player goes out, but somehow the team plays better.
Hey.
I mean, this was a Ewing theory game for the ages. And the crazy thing is, one of the things we talked about yesterday, we were like, hey, what happens if Jayson Tatum goes out? Can they compete against the what do we think is going to happen against the New York Knicks? And I said it would not surprise me if they're able to hold the fort down and win a game to stay alive. The question is, can they win 3 straight games without Jayson Tatum, right? Because I think we all thought they can win a game, but can they win 3 straight games without Jayson Tatum? And one of the things that I brought up yesterday at the end of the show when we were talking about this, I said, I mean, you would need Porzingis to be a different guy.
Oh, no.
Count me wrong.
Yeah,
he was horrible.
My guy had one more point than all 3 of us.
He's so bad.
He said he couldn't breathe, bro.
What disease does this guy have? He is awful.
He couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
That's what they said. He couldn't breathe.
If he was even like 50% of what he usually is, well, the Celtics might have won the series already.
I mean,
like they could come back.
Why can't the
Truly
best doctors in the world figure out what the hell is wrong with him?
It's truly crazy. And meanwhile, while he is an abject failure on the basketball court, still Karl Anthony Towns picks up a foul pushing him across the lane.
Yeah.
Still, Karl Anthony Towns picks up a foul getting blocked on a 3 by Derek White and then just pulling him. I mean, he just, my man Jacoby was losing his mind. He can't help himself. Yeah. Like, bro, this is the playoffs.
Yeah.
What do you do? Like, these fouls are crazy. It's like he doesn't want to play. Or do you just lose your mind? You can't help yourself. I don't understand it. Anyways, that was a hell of a performance for sure by the Boston Celtics last night.
Go Celtics.
And look, one of the things that we didn't know
What's wrong with you, bro?
was that the new Bill Russell is there.
Oh,
yeah.
I knew
New
this was
Bill.
coming.
There he
I
is.
knew this was coming, bro.
There he is.
Oh my gosh, what a picture!
There he is.
That's like in the words of Drewski. In the words of Drewski, that's gotta be racist.
That is so funny, and that also feels so disrespectful and messed up at the same time, right there.
Be racist, bro. Gotta be.
Somehow it is, Devin. I'm with you here. Like it might have to be.
Luke Kornet.
Hey, he was hooping, bro. He looked like Kevin McCall.
He was going end to end. He was blocking every shot. I was like, "What is happening?"
Yeah,
he was flexing.
Yeah, what are you doing,
Part
bro?
of the crowd. I was like, "It's Luke Kornet."
Come on, bro.
This is amazing.
Luke Kornet, bro. Out of all the players.
7 blocks.
That's impressive.
Swat.
Yeah.
And then Jalen Brunson fouled out of the game, and Jason Hart. Good grief. The old Syracuse the old Syracuse point guard. Hart gets his face completely busted up. Towns is in foul trouble because he can't help himself. I mean, the Knicks were an absolute mess.
OG was getting cardio.
Yeah,
he was 1 for 15, 1 for 13 from the
Terrible.
field. Like it was one of those games where we talk about this with a lot of teams in like those situations, Game 5 situations. You kind of get lax because you are up 3-1. But I felt like you need to end it. You got to end this ASAP. They get some confidence going. Like last night, they go on MSG. Tomorrow they win. It gets spooky.
So my man, CP the franchise, from Knicks Fan TV. CP the franchise and his crew. I love these guys because they're always talking like real Knicks talk, right?
Yeah.
And they so they're tough on their team. They're tough on Tibbs. That's the one that, and they actually, that's the one that I was on that Chuck D saw me on. They actually had Chuck D on last night.
Okay.
He was part of their podcast. Listen to them talking about the game last night after it ended. Like he was on their post-game show.
Going to the finals, we got all this possibility. Not if you don't kill your dinner. You cannot have these ups and downs and ups and downs. Every single game of this series, the Knicks have been down by 20. When are you going to have a full 48 minutes of solid basketball? The Knicks have to start cleaning it up and doing it now.
Karl Anthony Towns might have had his worst game in the playoffs. And then Jalen Brunson, the captain, the leader. I think he iced out the offense tonight. In this whole series, I've only seen them in the second half of last game where I could tell you without a shadow of a doubt, this is championship caliber basketball. Very disappointing.
We've seen it against Detroit, and now we saw it in game 4, is that for this team to win, you need Brunson to have over 30, Cat to get over 25. This is a very top-heavy team that we're running here. Tibbs is going to rely on that starting 5 for the most part. So those guys got to produce.
They just forgot how to play basketball in the second half. Team knows how to survive better than any team in the NBA. They don't know how to kill off a team yet. You don't win a playoff game by thinking ahead. The fans, the team, everybody got 1 foot in Indiana.
Ooh. I mean, it's a tough post game, right? They're right.
Yeah. You got to stop playing with your food, bro.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, and one of the things he said is, I liked what Chuck had to say, which is, they know they're the best at surviving. But there's a difference between surviving and killing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so now I think there's probably, and the other thing is you got to take it all in context, right? Like, yes, the series was 3-1. Now the series is 3-2. But as CP was saying, they're down big every game. Yeah. And they got to come back and that's a tough way to play.
Yeah, it is.
It's a tough way to play.
It's like Tibbs should tell them out as they run out of the tunnel, hey guys, look, y'all are down 20. Play hard off the dribble, right?
Yeah, right.
Because they don't play hard until
they're great at surviving, but in terms of putting somebody away, and then you again, as they were saying, top heavy.
Very
top
heavy.
Brunson's got to be awesome, and Towns has to be awesome. Yeah. That's how it feels, right? And you really did. That is the scary thing. You just gave them a lot of confidence because it's not like they beat you; they mangled you, mangled you last night. And now
without their best player.
And Jaylen Brown and Derek White were both just. They can't have the 2 best players on the floor and Jayson Tatum not be a part of the game, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
how's that?
You expect Derek White to hit 7 trades, turn to what, Ray Allen out there?
Oh my gosh, he has been awesome. That's his second, a second 30-point game. I think it's his second 30-point game.
Yeah,
in the playoffs so far. He's had one other 30 ball.
He had 30 ball of game 1 against Orlando.
Yeah.
He is awesome.
A little bit of everything. Man.
Derek White can. Yeah.
Maybe Ty Jerome was right in wanting him over Tyrese. You remember we said Tyrese Halliburton hated Ty Jerome and wanted to cook him because he said he wanted Derek White over Tyrese Halliburton. Yeah. And now Derek White's like, hold the phone now. Ty was right.
Exactly. We call it MLG&W, bro. You big utility man.
It is one thing, when you do subtract a guy like Tatum, it means other guys have to do more.
It actually got this team passing.
And they've got players that can do more.
Well, how many times did you see them streaking towards the basket?
Oh, yeah. It was a lot.
Luke Kornet was dunking.
Yeah. A lot of force.
And it was
in the words of Taylor Jenkins, playing with a lot of force.
Yeah, they were going to the basket last night.
Yeah.
There was just not the standing around, chuck up a bunch of threes, the thing that I said I hate watching.
Yeah.
My God, bless. I can't stand watching this. 2 pass max.
Exactly. Even
they were bopping the ball around last night. 27 assists is a healthy number.
They were about middle
playoff game. Yeah.
They were about middle of the pack in the regular season in assists. It's crazy. Only 5 of the top.
Because they make everything.
Well, also I would say, then those you would think they'd be assisted.
Swing.
Only 5 of the top 10 teams in the league in assists made the playoffs.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Who's number 1?
The Nuggets.
Okay, of course they got
Number 2 was the Hawks. 3 was the Pacers. Then the Warriors, the Bulls.
Wait. So you got the Nuggets and the Pacers in the top 3?
They're in the top 3. Yeah.
Okay.
The Warriors are also right after that too.
Oh, well.
Okay. But then you got the Bulls, the Spurs, the Raptors, the Grizzlies, the Cavs, and the Suns.
Well, the Cavs had 64 wins.
Yeah.
Shots to
No, I said there are 5 playoff teams and 5 non-playoff teams that were in the top 10.
Yeah, so it's not the end-all, be-all, but obviously.
But no, the Celtics averaged. They averaged 26 assists per game in the regular season. They were averaging about 20 assists per game in the playoffs.
Well, and last
so they
night,
got up to where they usually are.
And New York had 17.
Yeah.
Right.
There was a lot
last
of
night.
just Brunson dribbling that joint into
And
the
the
ground.
Knicks averaged 27 and a half in the regular season.
Well, here's the deal, right? So if we're being fair, in the end, it's not like they took a lot less threes. It just looks a lot prettier when they make them. If that team shoots 45% from 3, you have 0 chance of beating them.
Yeah. Look, we said that
with
from
the
beginning,
amount
bro.
that they throw up.
Yeah,
you have no
The
chance.
shooting variants are crazy.
Yeah. I mean, and that's what it looks like.
Insane.
Right? That's what it looks like when they make them, right? If they go, let's say, 12 for 49, you're taking 30 points off the board.
Yep. And that's what I was worried about. Even when the Knicks was winning those other games, after every game, I was like, yo, Knicks look good, but them shooting variants always swing, bro.
Yep.
All it takes for them to make 15, and then you get beat by 20 in a playoff game.
In the second game, it was by halftime. You felt like this Warriors team has no chance of coming back from 15.
Nah,
like
they got the firepower
once
for
it was at 15. Once it got to 15 at halftime, it's like, okay, like, can you foresee a circumstance where this team is clawing its way back?
No.
And it's like not with what they had. This is a crazy deal.
What's crazy?
Julius Randle has been unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Jalen, play the highlight I sent you, bro. When he did this, I almost took my shirt off. Watch this, bro. I said, bro, where you learn this? Where'd you get that from?
That is freaky athletic right there, man.
Hey, in Skechers.
In Skechers.
He's doing all this in Skechers.
In high top Skechers.
He's doing all this in
Skechers. You remember how, like, after Tiger Woods hit that crazy putt at the Masters and Nike had the commerel ready to go with the golf ball?
Should be.
Skechers should have had that commercial ready to go with Julius Randle doing that.
You can be like him.
Yeah, they should have had that ready to go.
Be like Randle.
I need a Skechers commercial tonight during the Thunder game.
All right, so I want you to hear this. The last 4 players in the NBA playoffs to average over 25 or 20 points. I'm sorry, all right, let me repeat this. The last 4 players in the playoffs to average over 20 points, over 5 rebounds, over 5 assists, and shoot over 50% from the field in a minimum of 10 playoff games, right? So we're giving you a sample of this, right? There have been 4 guys do this. 25 and 5.
25 and 5.
Over 50%. Minimum 10 playoff games played. In the postseason.
Okay.
Nikola Jokic.
All-time great.
This does not surprise you, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Hall of Famer.
LeBron James.
GOAT.
And Julius Randle.
Julius Randle.
The face of Skechers.
I mean, last night he had 29, 8, and 5.
Swooping, bro.
And here's the discussion, right? The discussion becomes
Giannis or Randle.
No, I wish I would have done this at the beginning we ended up there. Things were moving so fast, and the playoffs were starting so quickly. And after the play-in, which the Grizzlies were in the play-in or whatever, the shows didn't line up timing-wise for us to just have like a dead show where there wasn't a ton going on, where we could do like a rankings list. Mm-hmm. But in retrospect, I wish I would have wedged it in, because me and Jacoby were going to do this, and maybe it's better that we didn't do this, because of the folly that would have followed, because our ranking would have been terrible. But the idea was we were going to do second bananas, or as let's just take the Jimmy Butler,
the Robins,
Robin
rankings,
yes,
double R,
Robin rankings,
yeah.
Right. So you're going into the playoffs, because that's when I was saying, bro, Jimmy Butler being your second best player, people are overlooking this, right? Like, he can't be your best player, but bro, having him as your second best player, and he's a guy that's carried a team, literally carried a team to 2 different NBA finals, is, especially when one of the times he was a damn play-in 8 seed. I'm like, that's about as good as you can get on the second banana thing, right? The Robin rankings. Bro, Julius Randle would not have been on our top 5. No way.
No.
He wouldn't have been in our top. He's been the best Robin.
Yeah.
That's been the wholly unexpected thing in all of this, right? Because if you were doing it right, you've got Jaylen Brown, right? Mm-hmm. Like, Jaylen Brown would be a great one. Interestingly enough, on the Eastern Conference Finals now is going to feature now it's going to feature Indiana. They've really got kind of
like a collection of them.
They don't really have it. Like, Halliburton averages a little over 18, as does Siakam. Mm-hmm. And then Miles Turner's like right behind him at like 16 and a half. So they kind of have like a triumvirate. But honestly, like, then they have this other guy that averages 14, this other guy that averages 12. Like, they don't really have they are very not top heavy. Yeah. Obviously, you have Jamal Murray, which you're putting him high in the Robin rankings, right? Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren are kind of like the next two on the Thunder front, but again, theirs is more of a collection as well, right? It's not a defined, okay, if Shea doesn't get it done, this guy's got to be really good. Towns is super high on the list, right? Like, he's super high.
Super high on the list.
In terms of like Jalen Brunson, and now your second best player is Karl Anthony Towns. And I think we would all admit Karl Anthony Towns, and this was why I kind of liked his fit in Minnesota, he's miscast as well as a best player.
Go-to guy.
No, he can't be your guy, right? You're not counting on him every night. He's not that kind of guy. But if Jalen Brunson's your best guy, it's great to have Karl Anthony Towns. If Anthony Edwards is your best guy, it's great to have Karl Anthony Towns. Mm-hmm. Well, we didn't count on. By the way, Randall's leading them in like assist rate.
Yeah.
This has been the revelation of the playoffs, is that we expected Anthony Edwards, one of the best players in the entire NBA. He has proven himself as a playoff performer, and he was the best player on a Western Conference Finals team last year. Julius Randle has done literally nothing in the playoffs ever. Like, pitiful, but again, it's one of those things where we talk about, it's like, just woefully miscast. And I likened it to when Powell went and played with Kobe. And it's like, bro, we saw him here. Powell cannot be your best player when it comes to the playoffs. Like, he can't be the guy that you're counting everything on. But damn, man, if you got another guy that's getting all the attention, this guy can murder you. And, bro, every defense is scheming out for Anthony Edwards. But Randle is demolishing them for doing that.
Yep.
And he's going one-on-one.
Randle going
play on that island one-on-one. Strong left, strong as hell. Get to my bucket. Our boy John Krasinski, who covers the Wolves, one of the best to do it. He had a stat. The Timberwolves are 30-6 in the last 36 games Julius Randle has played in for them.
Wow.
Yeah.
30-6. So they were also brought up a stat last night. They said they've been second in net rating.
Yeah.
In the NBA since, was it All-Star break? and the only team was OKC.
Yeah,
had a better record than them.
they were.
So they've been hot, bro.
When they got healthy with Randle, they were 21-4 in their last 25 regular season.
We saw them when they whooped us. I was like, yo, they're different.
Or maybe
so,
17-4 in their last 21.
Well, and so look, you can go down the list and you could say, all right, Giannis, he didn't have a second guy because Damian Lillard went out, right? Luka, he didn't. LeBron was not himself, right? He was not the dominant guy anymore. And it's interesting. Interestingly enough, this is truly like when you see the Wolves winning last night. So that ousted Curry and Butler and Draymond. It truly does mark a changing of the guard where we're now going to get to these East and West finals, and there's not going to be a Curry, and there's not going to be a LeBron, and there's not going to be a Durant, and there's not going to be a Kawhi, and there's not going to be a Harden, and there's not, right? Like this is a new group of guys that have come into their own kind of right before our eyes. Donovan Mitchell had Evan Mobley, and he was not.
And DG was bad. DG was bad, too.
Yeah, Paolo Banchero, obviously Franz, was that second banana.
Yeah.
And Franz actually did play very well.
Games,
he had 26. It's just like they couldn't score enough, right? They only had two guys. And LeBron as well. I mean, he was averaging 25. But again, once you got past those second bananas, right, that's where it got rough for both of those teams. And now, like, Randle is 14th in playoff scoring. Anthony Edwards is 8th.
Hey, you said the G word, bro. We said it with Luke Kornet jokingly, but I mean, I think like two things with like the Randle thing, like the gravity of Ant helps a lot. But I think too with the Julius Randle thing, respectfully, he's been hooping. It helps in that first round he played against the Lakers, right?
Yep.
What was the Lakers' biggest flaw?
Yeah.
Nobody to protect that backside.
Yep.
Like he getting to the rim shooting layups. The Warriors.
You're right.
Biggest deficiency is the big. So it's like I'm so glad he hooping in the weak sketchers, but like I want to see you do it because you're gonna see Chet, you're gonna see Hardenstein, you're gonna see Jokic.
Somebody.
You're gonna see somebody big. He hooping, but I'm gonna see you do it against a big.
So you think it very well maybe could be a function of the opponents.
Taking advantage. Of course, I said a mixture of both. The gravity of Ant.
Yep.
And dealing with nobody.
Speaking of the gravity of Ant, who got to benefit the most last night? Our boy.
Mac 11.
Oh, my God.
Mac 11,
I was so
up.
happy for Mike Conley.
Yeah.
Mike Conley, who's 100 years old, 16 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, 5 of 7 from the field, 4 of 6 from 3, and was just like, he's one of those guys, right? Like the ball's going to end up in your hands. And he was stroking it last night, and I loved it. I saw this interview that Conley did. Jalen pulled this up. This is Mike Conley, and he's talking about what he told the Wolves about this playoffs. You'll like this.
On this point of your career, I mean, just what's the sense of urgency knowing you have so many more cracks at this, and inevitably this roster is not going to be the same this summer?
Yeah, my urgency is at all-time high. I don't think there's anybody on either team that wants it more than me right now. So, I told the guys that selfishly, do it for me, man. Like, help me out. Like, meet me at my level right now because I don't got long. Y'all got forever, feels like. But I reminded them the last time I made it, deep in the playoffs, like 12 years ago. So it's not a given. So you got to be taking advantage of the moments you get. And this is a heck of a team we have here and a heck of an opportunity that we don't want to waste.
Do this for me.
Okay, do it for me.
I reminded them, hey, do this for me.
Do it for the old
I told
head,
the guys
man.
selfishly.
You ain't finna die, man.
Do it for me, man. I don't got long.
Yeah, you ain't finna die. Like, he talking like he finna die or something. Shout out Mac 11, man. Do it for Mac 11.
Oh, my God.
I love it. I love Mike Conley.
It's so good.
It's so good. Do it for the old head.
I told the guys selfishly, do it for me, man. I don't got long. And, it is fascinating because he said, it's 12 years ago. 12 years ago.
Yeah, 2013.
Western Conference Finals.
And it went quick, too.
And you think about it, it's not like this guy has been on poor teams since.
Yeah.
He has not.
He was on them Jazz teams.
Yeah, but then the Jazz team got, they moved him before they decided to do the terrible. Like they about halfway through that season, they were a little too competitive. That was the first time where they decided to start punting on life, and they got him to Minnesota at least, right? But those Jazz teams were good.
Yeah, they were. Those Donovan Mitchell teams. Yeah,
yes, they were good.
They had the one seed. They were the one seed.
And so, like, he was on some really good he's been on some really good basketball teams. And still, it's 12 years since you get a chance to do this again, you know?
Wait, was he hurt last year?
Boy.
Huh?
Was he hurt last year?
No, he was there.
Okay, so he had a chance last year.
Look, bro, you never know though, Rosen.
But it had been 12 years. It had been 1 year for Mike.
Since they did make it to the West Conference.
They made it to the West Finals last season.
Mike, you forgot already?
Yeah, Mike, you already forget you made it last season?
It might have been an old interview.
He might have forgot.
Honestly, it probably was. It probably was from last year. I bet that interview that's going around. I bet that interview that's going around is from last year.
When they finally made it,
where he said, "I don't got long."
I got you a stat about the Timberwolves, by the way. The first time they closed a series out at home, by the way, in 21 years, playoff series. This is one about the city of Minnesota. The Timberwolves are the first Minnesota-based MLB, NBA, NFL, or NHL team to be among the Final Four teams remaining in the playoffs 2 years in a row since the North Stars did it in 1980 and 1981.
Damn.
Golly.
Well, okay, so the Vikings, it's always been.
Wait. Are you saying
like a Minnesota-based sports team?
Been in the conference finals back-to-back years.
Back-to-back years.
Yeah, I mean, the Vikings.
Because you know what immediately came to my mind was when I was a little kid. Was it 87? The Twins beat the Cardinals. I think it was 87.
And then they beat
in the World Series. But that Twins team was awesome.
And then they beat the Braves a couple years later.
That was like Kirby Puckett, Jack Morris, that whole crew. I think that was 87. And then they won twice, right?
They won a couple years later against the Braves.
Yeah, the Twins. So, but that would have been prior to.
Yeah, 87 and 91, the two World Series championships. They beat y'all in 87.
Yep.
And they beat the Braves in 91.
Yeah.
So that's a 4-year gap.
And they haven't won a playoff. I don't know. When's the last time the Twins won a playoff series? Like it feels like it's been a long time since they've won one.
Since my boy John Meyer, what's his name? What's my boy John Meyer? What's his name?
John Meyer.
What's his name?
Who are you talking about? Torrey Hunter?
No, bro, not him. Shout out my dog though.
The
Mayor, bro. What's his name? They play for them.
Oh, Mauer.
Joe
Mauer. Yeah, he never won anything.
Yeah.
Joe Mauer, bro. He was goated.
He lost to the Yankees a lot. Played like a lot of teams.
I used to hoop with him on MLB.
Who, Joe Mauer?
Yeah, I used to go crazy with him on the game. Joe Mauer was cold. Come on, bro. Put respect on him.
Roger knows that the craziest thing was one of the first times when I first started working at Sports 56 100 years ago. My boss was like, this was like on a Saturday, and he was like, Bobby Bowden's doing this thing down at the convention center if you want to go to it. And I was like he would just tell me these things. Like it was a different time. And he was always like pissy about everything. And so he would just say, like, if you want, basically I always had like this little recorder I would take with me. And so I could go interview people and then we would cut it up and we could use it on the shows. All right. This is when I was still like kind of behind the scenes, but or I could use it on, like, I had a Saturday show, so I could use it on my Saturday show. So he's like, Bobby Bowden's down at the thing. If you want to go to it, you can go to it, whatever. And I was like, Bobby Bowden? I was like, Bobby Bowden's like one of the greatest living coaches in the world. He's like, yeah, I don't even know what the hell it is. I think it's some Christian thing. And I was like, okay. Anyways, long story short, I like respond to the whatever, the thing they had sent. And I go down there to the convention center and like I run into whoever the publicist was for this event, whatever. And they were like, yeah, Coach Bowden's here and the event doesn't start for an hour. So were you just wanting to interview him? And I was like, yeah, I want to interview him. And then like they just brought him into this room and I just got to sit there and talk to like Bobby Bowden. I was like trying to interview him about everything.
Just like a convo with Bobby Bowden?
And I had just read right before I just read about the number one quarterback in the country is going to commit to Florida State. That's what everybody says. Mm-hmm. And I said, hey, I just read that this 5-star quarterback committed to Florida State. And he was like, oh, he's like old Southern. He was like, Meyer? And I was like, Yeah, that was his name, Joe Mauer. And he's like, and let me tell you something, son. Mauer is so good at baseball, I'll probably never see him. And I was like, what? And he was like, I don't think I'm ever going to see him. He's like, this kid might get drafted in the top, top 5, top 10.
Yeah.
And he ain't going to college football. And I was like, really? And I remember playing it. I'll be like, hey, I just interviewed Bobby Bowden. He said he may not even get it. It was actually news. I was like, he said he might not even get this kid.
Yeah.
And then I think he went, did he go 1 or 2?
He went number 1 overall in the Major League Base. He was the number 1 prospect in the country, too, coming out of He was the number 1 high school football player and the number 1 baseball player in the country.
Crazy athlete, bro.
Crazy athlete.
My God, Joe Mauer, man.
That happened 2 times with this surly program director I had, where he would be like, so-and-so's here for what? The other time was the best one in Bartlett. I think it was at I want to say it was at a Fazoli's or something.
The sandwich shop?
No, the Italian fast food place or whatever. I think it was someplace in Bartlett. I can't remember where it was. I think that's where it was.
Mauer?
Oh, no, it was at Longhorn or one of those
Lone Star
Steakhouse or whatever.
I know where you're talking. Mount Moriah.
No. This was in Bartlett. It was one of these
they had
places.
a Lone Star out there too.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. So he tells me, he's like, hey, he's like, I just got this press release. He's like, Tommy Lasorda's going to be here, whatever. And he's like, he's going to be at the Lone Star Steakhouse in Bartlett. I was like, why? And he's like, I don't know. Just if you want to go over there, go over there. So every time I would show up to these things, I'm the only human being there. So that was the best one. The best one ever was I show up to Lone Star with my stupid recorder. Yeah. And I'm like, hey, Mr. Lasorda. I was like, I just wanted to see if I could get an interview. And he's like, Tommy Lasorda's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I just came to interview. He's like, interview me? And I was like, he's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I just came over to interview. He's like, no, he's like, the rest of the day, he's like, you have anything going on? And I was like, no. And he's like, I don't know any of these people. You want to sit down and eat lunch? And I was like, okay. Yeah. And so next thing I know, I'm sitting at this table. It's just me and Tommy Lasorda. And I was like, this is all every time so this is a great lesson to kids. Just always show up.
Yes, always show up.
I had a great mentor in George Lapidus back then in the day. And I'll never forget the first thing he ever said to me as a media member. He walked in, he said, be there. Mm-hmm. The leg up is you are always there. And so every time this guy, Dan Frazier, who was my program director, every time he would say he got these corny press releases about somebody doing some kind of event for something, I would just go to him and there was never anybody there. Yeah. And next thing I know, I'm sitting in a friggin' room with Bobby Bowden, or I'm sitting at a table with Tommy Lasorda, and I'm like, how is this happening? Yeah. How? And it's just because I just showed up. Yeah, I just showed up. It happened to me in college too. My favorite baseball player was Brian Jordan. He played for the Falcons and the Cardinals, right? He was like a Bo Jackson type, right? Yeah. And I'm driving into town. It's when I'm in college, and my parents still lived in St. Louis, and I'm driving back home, and I hear on the radio, Brian Jordan doing an autograph signing at, Weber to Chevrolet. And I was like, what? And it was like, be there Saturday at noon, whatever. And I go to this autograph signing. I swear to God, I'm the only person there. I got
sports fan Chris Vernon just showing up.
I got 50 items signed by Brian Jordan. Hey, I left, bought more crap, came back, and he signed the rest of it. He's like, dude, bring whatever you want. No, he was just he just needed somebody to hang out with. He had to be there.
He had to be there, yeah.
Yeah, but nobody was
crazy,
nobody was showing up.
No, there's nobody. I was literally the guy.
Now 59 years old.
I was getting friggin' Atlanta Falcons cards signed by him. I ran down the street to the sporting goods thing, brought back more stuff.
Oh, yeah. You were wild.
Yeah.
Brian Jordan, 59.
But it is kind of crazy. It's just always these moments where it's go to this thing, and then you end up there, and there's not people there. I don't know. And I don't know why. That was a weird deal. Back in the day, there used to be a bunch of stuff like that where companies would bring somebody in to do some event, right, for some reason. And so I don't know why Tommy Lasorda. I guess he had a deal with Lone Star Steakhouse, right? And so he would just go to different ones. I'm like, I don't know.
Go to Lone Stars across America.
Yeah. And I think if I'm not mistaken, I think Bowden was really big in FCA. I think that's what that was.
Okay.
The Fellowship of Christian Athletes thing.
Yeah.
I think Bobby Bowden was very big.
No, I
into
saw Bowden speak at Bellevue.
Oh, okay.
He spoke at Bellevue.
Probably
one
same
night.
kind of deal. Yeah.
It's
kind of wild.
Yeah.
Though. But anyway, this all started by talking about Joe Mauer and the Twins and you playing with them on the game.
By the way, Joe Mauer.
Now Mauer, I may never see Mauer.
So Joe Mauer, his senior year of high school, he is still to this day the only athlete ever to be selected by USA Today as the National High School Player of the Year in football and baseball in the same season.
See, bro, Joe Mauer goated. He's so stamped, bro.
Now, there's been some of those in football and basketball, right? Because Iverson, I don't know if he's National Player of the Year.
Yeah, you got to be
But
National
Iverson was,
Player of the Year in the same season, too.
Both sports?
Both sports, football and baseball.
Supreme.
Well, look, none of them play both anymore.
Nah, it's
You
specialized
know what I'm
in one
saying?
now. It's
Like
specialized
it
in
is.
one.
The kids that the best baseball kids are playing baseball year round.
Yep.
And the best basketball kids are playing basketball year round.
We're in a specializing age, baby.
And I don't think it's good for them.
Nah.
I don't.
Because you get so many different like skills playing all sports.
Of course you do.
Like so many different sports. I played them all when I was younger.
Yeah, I do think it's very good for you to play all of the sports, but that's just not. You almost feel, and I think it's put a lot of pressure on people feeling like they're going to fall behind.
Yeah.
Right? It's like I'm not playing fall baseball. I'm playing football or whatever it may be, but these other kids, they're going to the cages every single day, or they're working at right. Like they're. If my peers are getting better year round, like in the end, and this is what most people don't realize, in the end, there's always going to be people that are genetically or naturally superior to you, and they can pick it up at any time and be better than you.
Also,
Mauer, you know what I mean? Like that is like you remember like those stories about I've talked to Gary about this a lot. Like there's these stories about like Jacob DeGrom or whatever, and it's like Jacob DeGrom didn't even start pitching until like later in his life.
Okay, so
he became the best pitcher in the major leagues, and it's like he was just born to do it, right? Like there's some kid out there that's been pitching for the last since he was 4 years old.
Mauer's dad made him.
Yeah,
it said Mauer's dad from the time he was a little boy created a contraption for Joe named the Quick Swing. The device dropped balls down a tube from eye level and released them at waist level. At the age of 4, Mauer was asked to leave his T-ball team because he was hitting the ball too hard for other players. Also during high school, ran through the football and baseball part of it, he averaged, as a starting point guard, he averaged 20 points a game for his high school basketball team. He was named to the all-state basketball
like
team
an all-time
as
athlete.
a junior and senior.
Joe Mauer.
Guy's a great athlete.
all-time athlete.
That's the one people don't. They should bring him more up, bro. Bring him up more as an all-time like supreme athlete. Football,
athlete. Yeah.
baseball, and hoops.
You know what's funny when you say that about the dad is the old. I remember watching this video about Larry Fitzgerald's father is the longtime journalist.
Yeah.
In the Twin Cities area, I believe. But there was like this story when Larry Fitzgerald came in, and after he was like the best receiver ever at Pitt. Yes. He was freaking unbelievable. And they did this whole story. He would like throw footballs at him in the dark, and like. And then Larry Fitzgerald would like lay in his bed and throw a football up with the lights off and have to catch it. Bro. And I was like, and then you watch him, and it's like, and then at the end, like, when they're doing the career wrap up or whatever, and they're like, he had Larry Fitzgerald had like 4 drops his whole career. I'm like, it's because his dad threw friggin' footballs at him in the dark.
Yep.
Catch the ball, boy.
If you can catch the ball in the dark,
real life,
this is easy as hell. I can see it.
Real life, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge you can dodge a ball.
Speaking of wild dads, you just led me into what just happened. You see this Caleb Williams story?
No.
Yeah, I did.
Caleb Williams has got a wild dad.
His dad is wilding. So apparently,
I've never even heard of.
There's a
Caleb
Seth
Williams' dad.
Wickersham book coming out.
So I remember the Caleb Williams crying to his mom thing at USC, but I don't ever remember anybody talking about his dad.
So in his book, Carl Williams, his dad, says Chicago is a place where quarterbacks go to die. He told Seth Wickersham, author of American Kings, a biography of quarterbacks in the month of 2024.
So wait. He hasn't said anything untrue yet.
You're right.
No, he really.
I need to go to the Vikings. I need him to go to the Vikings. He told his father, "Let's do it." So they try to make a plan to like just mess up the draft. There's right there. They tried to like blow up the draft apparently last year, and
really?
him to go play in the UFL before playing in the NFL.
So wait, is his dad like super involved?
Let me see. Let me find.
Don't you remember that whole deal with him and his mom?
Oh, yeah,
and
trust me, I remember his. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, I remember. I remember. He was crying to his mom.
Yeah.
But I never even remember hearing about his father. I don't know if his father was like super. I mean, seriously, his dad's not incorrect on the whole quarterbacks.
But they said they considered playing in the UFL over playing for the Bears.
Like broke records last year.
Oh, he was cold.
No. I'm saying that but that's how pitiful the Bears' history is. It's like you got to break Jay Cutler. Like
he broke records in his rookie year. But no, they said like they thought about potentially playing the UFL for a season to avoid going to the Bears.
I just typed in AI on the Google search. Top 5 quarterbacks in Chicago Bears history. And it says the Windy City Gridiron lists Sid Luckman, Jay Cutler, Jim McMahon, Bill Wade, and potentially Ed Brown.
Bro, who are these?
That is look, you can bust up Caleb Williams' dad all you want. He ain't wrong about this. That place has been a death trap.
It has been.
Yeah, so yeah, this is plus right here. Oh yeah, look at OG.
Cutler held the record for the most passing yards with the Bears, leading the team for a decade. I mean, you want to talk about...
It's like all those receivers, bro. They're like on their like all-time receiving list.
All right, listen to
like
this.
Random players.
All right, it went from Rex Grossman. This is just the last 20 years, okay?
Yeah.
Let's go back to... all right, let's start with 2024, okay? So we'll say the last 20 years, because this will be the 25 season, right? The starting quarterback for the Bears, they had 2 guys start 5 games, and 1 guy start 3 games, and another guy start 3 games. So in 2024, they had 4 different players start games. Those players were as follows. Craig Krenzel.
Hey, Ohio State legend, let's go.
He started 5 NFL.
Ohio State legend.
When? 2004.
2004.
Okay, look, Craig Krenzel,
Ohio State legend.
Cowboys great Chad Hutchison.
Oh my God.
Jonathan Quinn and Rex Grossman.
Ooh.
Those were the 4 guys that started. Okay, the next year, Kyle Orton.
Yeah, Purdue's finest.
The next year, Rex Grossman. Next year, Rex Grossman. Next year, Kyle Orton. Next year, and for the next 1, 2, 3, 4,
Cutler.
5, 6, 7 seasons in a row was Jay Cutler. Then the next year, the guy that started the most was Matt Barkley. Then you have 4 years of Mitchell Trubisky, 3 years of Justin Fields, and 1 year of Caleb Williams.
Can you name the top
That's
5?
insane.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
And nobody thought Justin Fields wasn't going to be good. Yeah. Nobody. I mean, they have eaten it up. They have eaten up quarterbacks.
Quarterback.
Now, in fairness, they haven't had many.
Cesspool, bro. Like quarterbacks.
No, it's crazy.
Like almost worse than the Browns, low key.
Can you name the top 5 passers for yards in Bears history?
I just said Jay Cutler.
Jay Cutler's number 1 by far.
Mitchell Trubisky.
He's number 5.
Yeah.
Rex Grossman?
No.
Fields?
Fields is number 10.
Unbelievable.
He's number 10.
Eric Kramer.
No, he's number 6.
Kyle Orton.
No, Kyle Orton's number 18.
Jim Harbaugh.
Jim Harbaugh's number 3. There
Jim
we go.
Harbaugh.
What's they played for the 85 team?
Jim McMahon.
Jim McMahon's number 4,
Yeah,
so you
Jim
missed it
McMahon.
number 2.
Second all-time in
By the way,
Bears.
Jay Cutler has thrown 9,000 more yards than number 2.
Billy Wade.
No.
Ed Brown.
Billy Wade was number 7. Ed Brown was number 8.
Those are the names that were on there.
What year did he play?
1939 to 1950.
Oh my God. Then it's Bernie Masterson.
This is a great NFL note. What up?
It's Sid Luckman.
It is Sid Luckman.
They said that was on
you got the
when I
link?
just
Okay,
named that
okay.
thing.
Okay, you already got
Can you name the top 5 receivers in Bears history?
Curtis Conway.
Brandon Marshall.
Curtis Conway's number 6. Brandon Marshall's number 13.
Curtis Conway. Shout out.
Devin Hester.
No.
Willie Gault.
Willie Gault's number 9.
Bro, they had some. What's that dude number 80 that wore? Crap.
Man.
But they ain't got.
I will tell you, one of them's a tight end and one of them's a running back.
Mike Ditka.
Mike Ditka's number 5.
Yeah.
One of them's a running back for best
Walter
receivers?
Payton.
Walter Payton's number 4.
There you go.
The other running back in the top 10 is number 7, Matt Forte.
Oh, God. Tulane's greatest.
Matt Forte had a run.
This is a
Matt Forte had a run.
The other receivers?
You need 1, 2, and 3.
When are they? When did they play?
1958 to
Oh, my
1967,
God. Come on.
1954 to 1961, and 2012 to 2016.
Okay, we should get 12 through
2012
16.
through 16. Yeah, that should not be
Yeah.
hard. You said no to Brandon Marshall.
He was freaking awesome in college, this guy was.
You said no to Brandon. It's not Ted
Oh,
Ginn.
Alshon Jeffrey.
Alshon Jeffrey's number 3.
Yeah, he was awesome in
He was a
college.
hooper for
He was
sure.
awesome in
Super
college.
Bowl champion
And
with
then
the
who are
Philadelphia
who
Eagles.
are the old guys? We'll never get them.
Number 2 is Harlan Hill.
Harlan Hill.
Sound like a
And
wrestler.
number 1 is Johnny Morris. Technically, Alshon Jeffrey's the only one who has their position labeled as wide receiver because Ditka's a tight end, Peyton's a running back, Morris is labeled as a flanker, and Harlan Hill is labeled as LE.
So all of this is in honor of. We agree with Caleb Williams' dad.
His dad was right.
Honestly, Caleb Williams' dad got a point.
Yeah, you know what?
You know,
I didn't.
They got no receivers, no quarterback.
You know, it's kind of wild to say out loud, but you know what? You got a point, my guy. You know
Probably
what
why they hired Ben Johnson.
Obviously did a terrible job of steering him because he didn't get that done.
I know, right?
Probably why they hired Ben Johnson and while they
was going to go play in the UFL.
Who else did
Play
they
for the
draft?
Showboats, bro. It's gonna be the Showboats quarterback.
Who else did they sign?
Huh?
Oh, they drafted Luther Burden.
They keep getting guys, yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, the Bears are just, you know.
I mean, he had Keenan Allen and a bunch of. I mean, he had a bunch of guys.
weapons
Yeah,
last year. Like I thought he was gonna be on Madden.
Roma
they're cold.
Dunze.
Roma Dunze.
On Madden, they're fun to play with.
They
'cause
need to
have-
get 5 offensive linemen.
Yeah, because he.
That's what they need.
That boy.
They need 5 offensive linemen.
Oh, they drafted. Okay, so they drafted Luther Burden. They drafted Loveland.
And they traded for somebody. Who was the other guy that they just. Come on. Come on, guys. Who was the other one that they got in the offseason?
I'm sorry, bro. The Bears don't come across my timeline.
Huh? Yes, that's it. Yes, they do. When I say it, you'll know what.
Well,
I'm
they don't have Keenan Allen anymore.
Huh?
They don't have Keenan Allen anymore. They've got DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, Luther Burden, Cole Kmet are their starters.
That's a nice little group.
They got
there.
DeAndre Swift, Roshan Johnson.
That's a nice little group.
I'm just looking at what their depth chart currently is.
DJ Moore.
Yeah, they got DJ Moore. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You said they signed somebody, or
I
they
thought
traded
they
somebody?
did. I thought they did. Maybe I'm wrong. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back after this. Chris Vernon.
We talked a little bit about Jalen Wells. Jalen Wells, man, he finished 3rd in the balloting for NBA Rookie of the Year. He's going to be back. He's going to play in Summer League, and maybe he'll shoot some left-handed jumpers out there. Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Shinedown. Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
1, 2, 3.
Ready, go.
You've seen the Grizz line jamming on the court and rocking out on Beale Street, and this is your chance to join the best drum line in the NBA. Grizz line entertains Grizz Nation at home games and events in the Mid-South through their impressive techniques and energetic shows. If you have experience in drumming and marching and love entertaining, Grizz line is the perfect opportunity for you to combine percussion and performance. Open auditions are Saturday, August 9th at FedEx Forum. Sign up today by visiting grizzlies.com/auditions.
Creed. By overwhelming demand, the Summer of '99 tour returns. July 27th, FedEx Forum. With special guests 3 doors down. And Mammoth WVH. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Creed returns, the Summer of '99 tour.
Catch us if you can at Southland Casino Hotel and win your share of up to $1.8 million in free play and prizes. Join us for drawings every Saturday in May, June, and July. Each month, over 900 winners will take home free play or drive off in a new car or motorcycle. Be there for all 6 grand finale drawings and try to catch us if you can, only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Bain drives.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Close. He hits and the Grizzlies have the lead.
Yeah!
Jarrett with a knockaway.
Good defense.
Durant attacking, spinning, hanging, and hitting.
Let's go, go! Let's go!
The Grizzlies, Grannies, and Grandpas have the right moves and are currently looking for new members to join their team for the upcoming season. These soulful seniors are a fan favorite group throughout Grizz Nation. You do not have to be a grandparent, but you must be at least 50 years old with personality, rhythm, and passion for performing. If that sounds like you, then we want to see you on Sunday, June 29th. Visit grizzlies.com/auditions for more information. Have you always dreamed of entertaining on the biggest stage in Memphis? The Claw Crew is looking for members to join their team for the 2025-2026 season. Claw Crew members are hardworking, high-energy entertainers who assist Grizzlies home games by hyping up the crowd and much more. Not only do they support the Grizzlies at home games, but also promote in Memphis and across the Mid-South. Open auditions are Saturday, August 9th at FedEx Forum. Visit grizzlies.com/auditions for more information and to register today.
Welcome back to the Chris Vernon Show on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, back to your host, Chris Vernon.
Throwing dead presidents. Look alive. Party is the evidence. It's a vibe. Celebrating excellence. We survive. 2-seater snapping, girl. I'm happy it's just you and I. Throwing dead presidents. Look alive. Party is the evidence. It's a vibe. Celebrating excellence. We survive. 2-seater snapping, girl. I'm happy it's just you and I. Yeah. Just be cool. Just be cool. Just be cool. Just be cool. Time to make believers for you.
All right, we're back. Chris Vernon Show. PGA Championship is going on. That's worth mentioning at Quail Hollow in Charlotte, North Carolina. One of our favorite places.
Yeah.
We love Charlotte.
Love Charlotte.
That's also, my buddy Johnson Wagner. That's on the Golf Channel. That's his home course too. That's where That's where he lives.
I need to go there sometime because it looks awesome. But anyways, Ryan Gerard, in first place by 3 strokes on everybody.
We have a fun
Everybody
fact.
knows who that is.
We have a fun fact. We have a fun
NFL.
fact, Mr. Golf.
Oh,
all right, Mr. Golf.
Tell me about Ryan Gerard.
Ryan Gerard from Justin Ray. Great golf follow. Ryan Gerard making his PGA Championship debut this year. Right now. The last player to lead or co-lead following their first PGA Championship round of their career was who? You have no. If you get this, you really are Mr. Golf.
Yeah, I got nothing.
It was in 2007.
I definitely ain't got nothing.
Do I know the person?
I don't know. He's got a great name. He has a great name. He's got a really good name.
Seamus Powers. That's a great name.
That is a great name.
Seamus Powers is a fantastic.
The 2007 PGA Championship was played at Southern Hills in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tiger Woods ended up winning it. But after the first round, the leader was one Graham Storm.
I've never heard of that human in my life.
It's a great
You
name,
know what's
though.
crazy is earlier today. So there's a couple of these guys that are playing in it for the first time. I was watching. If you see the leaderboard, none of the big names are at the top of the leaderboard right now at the PGA Championship. And one of the guys that's tied for second right now is this guy Alex Smalley. And I was telling you guys right before we went on the air today. When we were goofing about the leaderboard not having a bunch of the big names on it yet. Again, it's Thursday. It doesn't have to yet. Like, this stuff all usually works its way out.
Right.
The leader is not going to be super low this week. It's not going to be some kind of minus 21 or more than likely numbers that we've seen in the past. It should play harder. But this Alex Smalley, I had it on this morning because I was watching. They had a group that went out with Rory McIlroy, Scotty Scheffler, and Xander Schauffele, and then they would cut over to these other shots, and they're like, Alex Smalley, we hadn't seen many birdies on this hole, and then they told this story, and they were like, Alex Smalley was here and got to practice all week and do the practice rounds or whatever, but he was the first alternate. So if nobody drops out of the tournament, he just has to go back home.
Yeah.
And last night, I guess late last night, Sahith Theegala pulled out of the tournament. And so then they get this guy. They're like, Alex Smalley, all right, you get to play. He's tied for second right now. Hey, kind of a cool story, right?
That's a great story.
The guy was going to go home, and he's tied for second. Yeah. And then there's another guy that I guess he's fallen down now. When you were talking about guys making their debuts, okay, he's tied for 42nd. He was shot even today. Earlier in the day, I think he was 2 or 3 under. That Max Gracerman.
Yeah.
So one of the best golf instructors in the country is this guy named Jeff Smith, who was based out of Las Vegas forever, but he moved here into Memphis. And Jeff, he's the guy that worked with Hovland, and he's got Davis Riley, he's got a bunch of these guys, right? Anyways, because it was more centrally located, so PGA Tour players could fly here and whatever, right? And so, anyways, I am out. I was with Coach Harrington from Briarcrest, who, by the way, just got a top 50 player in the country to transfer.
He lost that state championship and said never again.
Yeah, it's like some kid from, what is it?
Nashville.
Is it Good Pasture? Or it's one, I don't know, one of those schools.
Nashville area,
yeah. It's a kid from Nashville. He's going to be playing at Briarcrest next year. He's ranked in the top 50, maybe better, in the country. I was like, oh, my God.
All right.
So anyways, I was out there with Coach Harrington one day, and we were just on the driving range screwing around, and there's a north driving range and a south driving range. South driving range is where all of the guys like Jeff Smith, they've got their bays and this stuff, right, where they work with players. It's probably 380, 370 yards. I mean, to the other end, probably longer, or about that, whatever. So we're out there, and we're just sitting there talking about basketball and whatever else. Bro, this ball rolls 10 yards from us, lands and then dribbles out. I said, what the hell was that? I called out Jonathan Fly, who's a great instructor. He's a golf coach too. He's got a bay down there, and I know him. He's closer to my age. So I called Jonathan, and I'm like, who the hell just hit this ball? And he's like, it's probably Max Gracerman. And I was like, oh. So I saw him on the leaderboard today, and I was like, that dude literally almost hit me with a golf ball. He had to have hit the ball 360 yards. I'm not kidding.
That's crazy.
It's probably downwind, but like, you never see a ball land close to where you're. I mean, it's that far away.
Right.
Yeah. It's not a logical thing for somebody to hit the ball.
Right.
And so I called down there, and I was like, "Who is hitting golf balls there?" You would think somebody has to be halfway up the range to hit it that far.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
And he's hitting it from the bays, and I'm like, "Who is that?"
He's smoking them.
Who is hitting the ball?
Turns out it's a guy who plays on the PGA Tour.
And he destroys the ball. I mean, absolutely destroys the ball. And so anyway, he was there at like -2 or -3. He's making his PGA Championship debut as well. But the one of the big names that was able to get up there is, unsurprisingly, Scotty Scheffler, right? He plays his way through the early struggles, and he ends up 2 under, and so now he's like totally in striking range, and he'll probably be like -110 to win the thing after tonight.
Yeah.
Right? When all of this stuff sifts through. The big story last night was the NFL schedule release. So as someone who loves the social media world and on the team front, was there one that was better than everybody else's? I know this has almost become like a competition amongst teams in many ways to, have a good schedule rollout. Was there one? I saw the fake medicine. Yeah, the medicine. Did you see the Schedule-itis or whatever it was called? They did a fake medical commercial. The Titans did. They're good.
Funny. That's
no,
funny.
it was.
They've been cooking the last few years.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah,
like Chargers cooked.
It's like, and it was like that. The whole thing. It was to cure your. The fact that we're not getting to watch football, the withdrawals from football, and then they do the whole medicine thing, and they're like, and then they get to let's watch it, because they're like, the part that made me really laugh out loud was when they did the side effects. And one of the side effects was like hand, foot, and mouth disease. I was like, okay, somebody that understands comedy wrote that, because that's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Hand, foot, and mouth disease as one of the side effects of taking this medication was funny as hell. Anyways, here's how the Titans released their schedule. I thought this one was really good.
Yeah, they could.
Life can lose its luster. For millions of fans suffering from football season withdrawal, or FSW, even relationships can lose their spark. But now there's Schedule Relese, a once-a-season schedule fix that cures FSW. Football is everything. Schedule Relese. With Schedule Relese, you can live your season to the fullest. 18 beautiful weeks, marked, circled, counted down. I was feeling down. Schedule Relese turned it all around. Consult Tennessee Titans tickets before taking Schedule Relese. Side effects include altitude sickness, gridlock, hand, foot, and mouth disease, imposter syndrome, heat stroke, crapping out, melancholy, general malaise, jet lag, jock itch, diarrhea, heartburn, nausea, and slurred speech.
Slurred speech for the Saints.
For the Saints,
The Texans being imposter syndrome is hilarious, by the way.
Football is everything.
Yeah, they
Thanks,
could.
Schedule Relese.
Thanks, Schedule Relese.
I got my Schedule Relese. Ask today if Schedule Relese is
They
right for
could,
you.
bro.
That's great.
Even the Browns being diarrhea is hilarious.
Yeah.
No, they're good, dude. Whoever's putting those together
Yeah.
is really good.
Yeah. They cooked.
So the Colts had to apologize,
Yeah, they had to
to both Microsoft and Tyreek Hill.
So explain the Microsoft thing.
Okay, so evidently they duped Minecraft. And I guess, as I read, it is unclear whether they were given permission to use that or not, because the Chargers did a Minecraft one, but said it was authorized by Microsoft. Like they even mentioned this was, you know what I mean? Like this is author. So they might have just duped it and just done it. I mean, they use Microsoft. They say, oh, well, it's a league sponsor, so they're not going to care, whatever. But evidently they did care because, and maybe they wouldn't have cared, except one of the graphics was Tyreek Hill swimming and then getting pulled over by the Coast Guard.
Yeah, that was tough.
And Tyreek Hill, to his credit, said, I thought this was really funny.
Yeah, he should have left it up.
You should have left it up. This was funny.
Yeah, it was funny. It's a good joke, bro. It was all in good fun.
Well, Tyreek Hill had the 100% opportunity to determine what people would feel about that. Yes. If Tyreek Hill hated that and was offended by that, you wouldn't feel the same way.
Nah,
right? But once he okays it, but it's too late.
Because the joke's about me. Like,
right. But if he was offended by it, then you would have gotten all the, oh my God, there's nothing people love more than being offended.
Oh, yes.
So if Tyreek Hill was offended, it would have been World War III on the Colts. But Tyreek Hill was like, no, that was funny.
That was funny,
right? So now it takes the bullets out of the all the offender.
The social media fake offenders.
Oh there's nothing more that people like than to virtue signal.
Yes, they love it.
People getting offended.
I'm a higher moral superior. I'm of higher moral character than you.
I mean,
this is offensive.
Another team that cooked the Buffalo Bills. You see theirs. They did. You know how everything in the world's AI now.
Yep.
So they had Josh Allen he was on the phone. He's like, "Yo, you should just get AI to do it." And so I guess whoever that guy was, the coach or whatever GM. He's like, "I'm gonna get AI." He calls AI, and Allen Iverson picks up the phone.
It was cool.
That was dope.
That was creative too.
Yeah, you get the real AI. And then he was like, it says all 25 schedule powered by AI.
Yeah, that was creative. I don't understand why it was the Bills.
Yeah, because at the end he was like, "Can I get a go Bills?" And he was like, "Nah, go Josh Allen."
Yeah, that was just
that's weird.
Like I was like, all right, but you got AI to do it. So like, what's the connection between them two?
Nothing.
Like
they just thought it was a cool idea.
And they call AI.
But I mean, like that's a terrible thing for the Eagles. Yeah. Come on.
Who's Iverson?
That has to be their idea.
But is Iverson an Eagles fan or is he like a Commanders fan?
I don't know.
Because he is from.
Because he's from the DMV.
Yeah, and he used to go out to Eagles practices and stuff. I remember back in the day.
That was weird. But they cooked though. They cooked with the video. Rams cooked. They had Brenda Song do theirs. She was she's the Rams reporter.
Oh,
she broke down,
right.
Broke down all the stuff for them. I mean, it's pretty much like it, bro. Like, because every year teams just do different stuff. The Falcons did Mario Kart, but it didn't really explain the schedule. It was just like a car driving around. But like the concept was cool, but it was whatever. But no, I'm more.
It was half baked.
It was half baked for sure. But I'm more.
Hey, it'd be cool to have Mario Kart. All right, what do we do with it? Who cares? Let's
just
have Mario Kart.
They'll like it. By the way, I will say that on the Titans front, bro, I'm kind of salty, bro, and I've never been salty on the Titans' behalf in my life. They have the number 1 pick, Vernon, in the NFL draft.
That's
Cam
right.
Ward, supposed to be that guy.
Yeah.
They have 0 primetime games.
So as it was announced last night, that is one of the things that always makes a lot of news is who's going to be on primetime the most.
Yeah.
The Chiefs are on primetime the most. They are on primetime a record 7 times. So 7 of their 17 games are going to be on primetime. The Cowboys are 6 because that's what everybody wants to watch.
Yeah.
The Bills have 5. The Dolphins have 5. The Chargers have 5. The Eagles have 5. Okay. The Commanders have 5. We have 5. Lions, Falcons, 49ers all have 5.
Yeah.
We couldn't get
and then there's a huge group of 4 games.
We can get the Titans one of them joints, bro, to show off the number 1 pick.
I figured they'd at least have a Thursday night game.
You don't say at least an Amazon
I figured
joint, bro.
dude, Thursday nights are always
have you seen the others or no? Do you know? There's 2 others that have 0.
Well, who else? Yeah, I haven't seen others.
I would say
Take a guess.
Saints.
0. They have 0 primetime games.
Saints and Browns.
You don't think people want to see Tyler Shook?
Browns, bro.
It is 0.
Browns have 0.
I'm trying to watch the Browns, bro, respectfully.
And there are 3 teams that have 1 primetime games.
Let me see. It's not. Let's see. I'm looking at
3 teams that have 1. The
Yeah.
Giants.
No, the Giants. It's New York.
Yeah, the
Falcons.
Talking about
Falcons.
No, the Falcons have a bunch.
Really?
The
Yeah,
Raiders.
Falcons have 5.
The
Oh,
Raiders.
they're up there. My bad. I'm tweaking.
Because the Falcons got Penix. What
does that have to do with it?
Who would say the Raiders?
The Raiders have 3.
No, that matters a ton. Michael Penix starting for the first time.
That's why the Cam Ward stuff matters. It's like, wow,
Yeah.
he's the number 1 pick. Like,
But the Falcons have like other players that people.
He was disrespected during the draft too.
Yeah, they didn't run no highlight practices,
They
no.
didn't make a big deal out of Cam
No.
Ward. He is the least celebrated number 1 pick I can remember in a long time.
100%.
Truly.
That's why I think he better ball out this year.
Yeah. I said what the Raiders. I said the Raiders.
I mean, they spent the whole draft talking about Shedeur Sanders.
Exactly. And that's my guy, but like it's like, yo, come on, man.
I mean, they spent literally the whole draft because he didn't get drafted.
Come on, bro. Relax, bro.
It was just a show to see when Shedeur Sanders was going to get
It's like
drafted.
They're like cutting the Shedeur every second. But it's okay, bro.
The other 3 with one.
The Raiders.
This is not going to surprise you.
Jets,
I already
Cardinals.
No. The Colts.
The Colts. Yeah.
The Jaguars.
I mean, Travis Hunter.
I thought they might have more because
Travis Hunter is like
I know.
he's playing both ends. Right?
But they also play 7 games in London. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
and
The London Jaguars.
and Trevor Lawrence still like
he sucks.
He's a former number 1 pick. Like I thought they.
We're getting into scary Joey Harrington area, which is let's just keep getting him more and more weapons every single year. Surely it's not him, it's that we don't have the weapons because they keep on adding. They added Calvin Ridley, and then they keep on adding guys. Christian Kirk, and it's like, bro, Evan Ingram. Like, you think he doesn't have weapons? Travis Etienne. I mean,
you got weapons, bro.
Some, not a lot. They're not like Calvin Ridley's not Calvin Ridley of 5 years ago.
But you still got to be able to use your. Well, if you're a good quarterback, Roser, if you competent.
No,
enough,
he
saying
should.
they spend their money on weapons.
No, I thought he would be more of a guy like a. I think people thought he would be more of a
Andrew Luck.
No, I would say like a Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, where it's like, bro, you can have crappy receivers and it doesn't matter. They lift everybody up.
That's
Exactly.
right. And then I mentioned the Colts. I mentioned the Jags. The other is the Panthers.
Oh yeah, they should have put them on different channels.
It's against us.
Really?
So I
think it's Monday Night Football against us.
Why are they putting the Panthers on national TV? Bro?
Bryce Young.
Right, so obviously, look,
Who wants to watch Bryce Young?
You're in no year 2, Roser, because as the schedules came out last night, they showed the winning percentages for these teams.
I saw this.
And
easiest schedules.
But I will say this also. That is, it is totally unfair because it is last year's.
It's last year's
schedule, right? So once this stuff evolves, right? But just if the teams were as they were last year, the 49ers have the easiest schedule in the entire NFL.
We do. We also play
41 win percentage.
Well,
Come on, bro.
What is also
put up the graphic, Jalen.
Yeah,
I mean, the Cowboys have a murderer's row, obviously.
You said for the first
Got to
time.
go through an absolute gauntlet, whereas the 49ers have a combined winning percentage of 41.5.
Last year we had like the toughest schedule in the league, and we had to travel more miles.
And
than
you
any
won
other
6
team.
games.
So it's just the way it goes sometimes.
No, it's not the way it goes. You won 6 games when you had a tough schedule.
We also play more games this year than any other team, West Coast going to East Coast noon games.
Oh, God.
More than anybody else.
Oh, God. It's because you play rat teams. Oh, God. You've got to travel all the way to play the Panthers?
No, they play in San Francisco. We travel to play. I think we play at Atlanta. I don't know. We play the Falcons. We play the Bears. We play Tampa at Tampa in a new game.
I got pissed last week when I saw that it's like the line for the Cowboys over-under wins was like 7.5. I was like, oh, my God. This is the most disrespectful thing ever. And then I saw the schedule last night, and I was like,
Weeks 12 through 17, the Cowboys play the Eagles, the Chiefs, the Lions, the Vikings, the Chargers, and Commanders.
Dude,
all teams that have won 11 games last year. Per Elias.
That is ruthless.
The Cowboys will be the first team in NFL history to play 6 straight games against teams that have won 11-plus games the previous season. The first team in NFL history.
6 straight.
Yeah.
6 straight teams with 11-plus wins, bro.
George Pickens got to be amazing.
He better be.
He's got to be.
If y'all go 0-7, is that 6 games?
Can you imagine this guy got his first NFL job? Brian Schottenheimer's like, oh my God, how is this the schedule? Why couldn't you mix in some rat teams in the middle of those? How do you play 6 straight of awesome teams?
That's
Eagles,
crazy.
Chiefs, Lions, Vikings, Chargers, Commanders.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it.
How you
I'm not looking forward to it. Usually I come in here and I say, I looked at the schedule and it's 17-0, 15-2 at worst, right? And I goof about it. I looked at it last night and I was like, oh my God.
Did last year humble you?
Huh?
Did last year humble you at all?
I mean, of course, but I mean, we didn't have Dak Prescott. I had to watch Cooper Rush. You know what I'm saying? This year, if he goes out, it's...
Oh, y'all might go 0-17.
Bazooka Joe Milton.
Y'all gonna go 0-17.
Bazooka Joe Milton.
Y'all gonna be winless.
Huh?
Y'all go, if he gets hurt this year,
What are you talking about?
you might not win a game.
Bazooka Joe can air it out.
You gotta hit a
We don't know
person.
where it's going.
Have no idea where that ball's
He's
going.
throwing it far, though.
You gotta throw it to a person.
If you could just keep it between the sidelines, George Pickens can run underneath it.
Then you got the Eagles week 1 too, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, you are.
Oh, no.
Dude.
Hey, look, I was with my buddy yesterday who's a Cowboys fan, and he was like, hey, he's like, the schedule comes out tonight. He's like, we need to go to Dallas and go to a Cowboys game next year. I was like, And so I said, dude, they've only announced 2 things, and I don't think I've ever looked forward to something less, because the things that they had announced the things that had leaked prior to the schedule full release last night were, one, that the schedule opens at Philadelphia and they're getting their rings, and that Thanksgiving is the Chiefs. And I was like, no, what? No.
Yeah.
No.
Man, I can tell you playing the Chiefs isn't. I can tell you playing the Chiefs isn't fun.
And that sounds between the Eagles
But
and the
why
Lions.
does that have to be that? Well, you have to get that. Should be the Panthers.
Yeah. Or the Commanders or somebody.
Why do I have to watch that on Thanksgiving? I don't want to ruin my one day off. Maybe didn't we have a game last year? Or we had a Black Friday game last year. We did. The Grizzlies.
Yeah, we did.
We had like
played
a New
the
Orleans
Pelicans.
or something.
Yeah, the Pelicans.
Yeah, but I remember like having a Thanksgiving. Ugh.
Yeah, now you get to play. That sounds in between the Eagles and the Lions, by the way.
Yeah.
That's a nice little L sandwich.
Well, I would say for the Eagles,
Nice little L sandwich.
for the Eagles, you just like
Phooey.
the Eagles fans need to brace themselves for when Saquon Barkley misses like 13 games this year.
Oh, stop!
Luke, get on his
Don't do it.
Get on,
Don't do this.
Saquon Barkley, what
Don't
does it
do
equal?
this.
482. That is how many times Saquon Barkley carried or had receptions last year.
Name, bro.
Like that.
What about your boy Chris? Speak for your own people. Your boy's what's his name? Christian McCaffrey.
That is exactly my point, Devin.
Oh, I'm making your point.
And it's the history of the NFL, much like you talk about the history of the NBA.
Talk for your own
Go
hard
look
to
at
last.
the players who touch the ball that many times in a season and go look at what happens.
I
the
mean,
next year.
Derrick Henry did just re-sign for $30 million.
He is a freak of nature. He is a freak of nature.
You're right. The history is not good.
The history's not good for guys who get that.
Are you worried about CMC being able to make it through a whole season?
Hell yes, I am. They say he's totally
You're gonna
good
get
to
a
go,
different. You're
but-
gonna get a different version of me and Roser this year.
y'all sound really
'Cause,
pessimistic
Yeah, no,
right now.
well, I mean,
I
that's
don't
what
like
happens
it.
when you win 6 and 7 games.
Yeah, man.
I don't like it, bro.
And our entire defensive line is all rookies except for Bosa.
Yeah,
I mean, y'all to pipe up about y'all's team,
Yeah,
bro.
we're gonna start like
Our
5
team-
rookies on defense.
Our team's vomited on themselves all season.
Yeah.
Yours waited until the playoffs.
yeah.
You should make the playoffs.
Before we get out of here, I do have to show you guys something. So,
You don't got no more tweets, do you?
oh no, this you'll like this. It's not-
That could be a segment.
No,
I
it's
did.
not.
Find
Bro.
old Devin
Old
tweets.
Devin tweets.
Relax, bro.
Not a
Relax.
bad idea.
Don't get this man no ideas, bro.
Old Devin
do not give
tweets
this
are
dude
great.
ideas,
Jalen?
because he will do it.
Not a
give this
bad
dude-
idea.
Don't give him no
Old
ideas.
Devin tweets.
Not a bad idea. No, in honor of the NFL schedule, because frankly, every one of these guys is in the NFL now. Bro, CBS Sports posted this just randomly this morning. And I watched the whole thing, and it was Bama LSU from what, 5-6 years ago now?
Yeah.
That game that they played against
The
each other.
Tua Burrow game.
Watch this. Watch this video that they posted this morning. Okay.
This is lit. Let's go.
Burrow steps up, deep middle, got his man again. It's Jefferson. Had the system, you can do it.
Play fake to Edwards-Helaire. Burrow going for all of it. Caught. Touchdown, Jamar Chase. And Rosenberg's punt goes back to the 23. Wow. I don't know how Waddle got away from that whiplash. And now he's coming the other way. Jalen Waddle across midfield. He's got a convoy. Waddle.
Just wait.
He's gone. Touchdown. The way it was twisted on that one play. Here's an opening. Terrace Marshall is gone. Touchdown LSU.
Wait.
LSU was not at a sack, but they'd had pressure.
Tua deep on the sideline. Devontae Smith, who catches everything. Touchdown Alabama. Burrow with Edwards-Helaire. Edwards-Helaire airborne. Touchdown. Tagovailoa throws down the middle, intercepted. Patrick Queen coming the other way. LSU's got it right back and another chance to score before halftime. Burrow sets up, fires to the end zone. Edwards-Helaire, touchdown. Devontae Smith in motion. Tagovailoa going to go to the corner in the end zone. It's Najee Harris. Touchdown. Second and goal, Najee Harris. Touchdown, Alabama. Alabama coming. Burrow got rid of it. Shoestring catch by Helaire. And now they're thinking touchdown. Edwards-Helaire with a spin, and he'll have one. Touchdown, LSU. Tagovailoa pumps once, goes to the corner. Got it this time. Touchdown, Alabama.
Jerry Jeudy.
Edwards-Helaire. They will
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Tua Tagovailoa going deep on his first throw to Smith. Devontae Smith. He's gone. Touchdown, Alabama. For Joe Burrow, especially on that last drive. Edwards-Helaire dragging Alabama tacklers with him. First down.
46-41.
And hey, our boy Alex Chat just brought up on that play where Jamar Chase caught that long bomb. That was your boy Diggs holding him.
That's unbelievable. That whole video, I was like, no way.
That is, bro.
And was it this past season? You watch that video and you're like, bro, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, isn't he the one that I said he like? I remember I was like, whatever happened to him? And I went and looked it up, and it said he like witnessed a murder or something, and he's like been freaked out ever since. Isn't that him? Who was that?
No, he was not, but he was involved in the shooting where him and his teammate.
That was him.
Fatally shot an 18-year-old. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, he's been screwed up since then.
Yeah, let's see. They were trying to sell us PlayStation when they approached an 18-year-old who attempted to rob them at gunpoint. So I guess his teammate, pop.
But he like got real traumatized by this whole thing.
Yeah.
This is when he was a Chief, right?
No, this is when he was at LSU.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, he was at LSU. It says he was, LSU, 2 LSU football players. He was at LSU, yeah. Guy 18 years old tried to rob them, and his homie pulled a strap on him.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
But I
bro.
think something's happened since then as well.
He's told a story about, I guess, last year. Oh, here he goes. I see it. Detailed shooting and how Andy Reid helped him deal with PTSD.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
So that's because they were saying that he was really having a really hard time.
Yeah.
And he had this like trauma.
It came up, I guess, it hit him, last year at camp. And it said Andy Reid helped him with it because he was he said.
Yeah, because he just he was awesome for the Chiefs as well.
Yeah.
And then he wasn't around. And I was like, what happened to him? What happened to this guy? Is he injured?
Yeah.
Effects of PTSD.
Yeah, and they said that he was he was really mentally in a bad place. And I was like, what?
Yeah. He's with the
dude. Those highlights, he was
awesome.
so.
No, it was thought when the Chiefs got him that he was going to be. I mean, he had a solid rookie season, but it kind of just went.
Yeah,
never what everybody thought he was going to be coming
out
of LSU.
Teams asked him about it at the NFL draft, and the only team that really looked him in his eyes and talked about it was the Chiefs and Eric Bieniemy. He looked him in his eyes, he hugged me, and that's when I knew, he gave me one of the biggest hugs I've ever had in a while. Dang, bro.
He's with the Saints
it's sad, you know what I mean?
That's kind of scary.
Because if you watch that video, you're like, bro, how did this guy not become an NFL? He's on a field with all NFL players, and he's killing it.
Yeah. So then it said this.
He was awesome in college.
That summer camp in Missouri. Here goes when things turn. This is gonna make me cry. This is bad. I was rolling the first few weeks, cooking, just doing everything I need to do. Who was listed at 207 pounds. That last week I had a bad episode. I was in my room. I just couldn't stop throwing up. They ended up taking me to the hospital the nearest hospital, the closest hospital. I was in there for 4 or 5 days. I was down to 175 pounds.
Oh my God.
Jeez.
Small. I couldn't eat. To me, the same old routine. They're gonna do whatever they can to help me get back to where I was, and I never got to.
He just can't get it out of his head.
Yeah.
He can't get it out of his head.
That right there is 207, Clyde. That was hilarious.
And he was down 30 pounds.
30 pounds. That is
crazy.
Woo.
Those highlights are crazy.
Yeah,
He's dragging the whole pile. He's catching it out of the backfield. He's doing everything. It's like that dude was boss.
Somebody brought up number 24 for LSU was Darius Stingley Jr., who's in the pros now.
Oh, I know. The only defensive guy they highlighted was Patrick Queen.
Oh, yeah. We didn't
who
even.
I forgot.
I
forgot Patrick Queen was on that LSU
They did
team.
not highlight the offensive or defensive lines of either one of those teams, and you know they're littered with NFL guys too.
The funniest to me, the time I laughed was, you have the Jalen Waddle one, you have the Devontae Smith one, you have Najee Harris, whatever, right?
And the Judy.
No, that's when I started laughing.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? What?
Where'd Jerry Judy come from?
No, he was the highest drafted. Well, he was the first one to leave, right?
Yeah. He left after that.
And then the
year.
other two, then Devontae and Jalen.
The
Jalen
others left the next year because the year after that was COVID.
Well, and that was the crazy one because Waddle got hurt at the end of that year.
He did.
And then Waddle got drafted before Devontae.
Yeah. Waddle got hurt earlier in the year. I think it might have been the Georgia game, and then he came back and he played in the national championship game against Ohio State. But he was hurt. You could tell he was hurt, but he wanted to play in the title game.
You know what's so sad?
They still killed Ohio State.
So sad about watching that, bro. We'll never see that again.
No, you're right.
We'll never ever see that many pros on one. Because look, the second something go wrong, they're gonna transfer.
Never.
Like that's.
They play for Ohio State now. They
Tell
do.
you this.
Ohio State can do it.
I
Ohio State, they can.
I think there will be a time. There will be a time where we look back at last year's Ohio State team and we're like, Quinshon Junkins and TreVeyon Henderson, Egbuka, and then the freshman receiver.
When he's by the time he hits the NFL, they've had like
Will Howard probably ends up starting for somebody out of nowhere.
One of their offensive linemen got drafted by the Chiefs. They had a star defensive lineman who got drafted. They're gonna
maybe not that loaded, but it could still be a bunch of stars.
Yeah,
right.
But that's loaded, boy. Dude, that was at least what.
The other guy they took from Bama, Caleb Downs. He'll be in the NFL and dude, that Ohio State team is going to be
Bro, that's crazy, bro.
Loaded.
Shout out to
All right, let's go do it for today's show. Thank you to
We're off tomorrow,
Devin Walker.
bro.
Oh yeah,
we are off tomorrow.
All right, Nuggets and we're Nuggets, right?
We need.
You know they're 4.5-point underdogs
tonight in Denver.
Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
This
GP, you better be lucky.
What are the
chances
Jokic doesn't have a monster game?
I will say
the role players should make shots in Denver.
Yeah,
they should.
A lot of Jokic Murray pick and roll.
I will say OKC Minnesota's a better West Finals. I feel like I know what happens in Minnesota Denver. I feel like we've seen
it. What do you know? Minnesota beat them.
Exactly. I feel like I know that. I feel like Minnesota wins that series.
You wouldn't want to see them run it back?
I feel like Thunder Wolves is a better series.
I'll tell you this. The best defender on Jokic last year in that series was Towns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That ain't Julius Randle, brother.
It's not Julius Randle. That's true.
On that type,
That's true.
Guy.
That is true. We need your son to RIP.
Who died?
Bahama Breeze at Wolf Chase Galleria. Permanently closed
No!
now.
Really?
Yeah. But we need him to RIP Bahama Breeze at Wolf Chase.
That is a Memphis.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Is it really gone?
Yeah.
Bro,
Bahama Breeze near Wolf Chase Galleria.
you know what? They didn't stand a chance. You know what's opening right there next to it.
What?
That's the huge Raising Cane's.
Oh, that's a dub. Yeah, nobody's gonna go there no more. Yeah, that's a dub. They closing the Bahama Breeze?
Hey, that Raising Cane's is going where that Bed Bath & Beyond was.
For real?
Yeah.
It's the second Wolf Chase area restaurant to close in the past year. The
Red Lobster
Cheesecake
did too, right?
The Cheesecake Factory also closed in
that was in the
July.
mall.
Yeah, those are the mall.
Right, but Wolf Chase.
Yep.
There's just that Wolf Chase, boom,
They
right there,
closed
all in
the
that same
Bahama
parking lot area.
Breeze?
Yeah.
That's been there forever.
That's a Memphis staple, bro. Even though it's not a Memphis staple, it was a Memphis
Hopefully
staple.
that other Jay Alexander's or whatever can stay afloat.
I hope.
Situation.
Oh, they got to pick that thing up and move it somewhere.
Yeah,
but we can't not have a Jay Alexander's.
Yeah, it got a nice spot, bro. I saw that story that happened this weekend. I was like, ooh, boy.
What happened?
What happened?
I don't know if it was Jay Alexander's, but it was a place in Wolf Chase. They said they were like out eating, and it was Mother's Day. Somebody pulled a strap in the restaurant.
What?
Yeah. And like they said that everybody like dunked under the tables and shit. I hate to tell that story, but yeah, it was. I forgot
sucks.
which.
Was it here in Memphis?
Yeah, it was here. I saw it on. I hate to say this. I saw it on Facebook because I'm unk. But hey, if anybody barbecue fest, bro, hit me up.
It was at Jay Alexander's.
See?
Jesus.
Yeah. God pulled a scrap, bro. In the restaurant.
On Mother's Day?
On Mother's Day.
Oh, for
we can't even have a good time on Mother's Day no more.
Jeez.
Yeah. But no, barbecue fest.
Yep.
I need tents. Hit me up.
All right.
I'm trying to bounce through both of
Yeah,
them.
we're off tomorrow. Go Nuggets. We'll be back on Monday. Until then, we gone.